Today, we're going to unpack the rulebook that underpins, well, the entire financial industry. It's called the CFA Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Conduct. And yeah, that sounds like a mouthful, but it's basically this powerful, often invisible framework that's all about building and keeping trust in the world of money. I mean, it really all boils down to this one simple question, doesn't it? When you hand over your hard-earned cash for someone to invest, what's really stopping them from putting their own interests ahead of yours? It's a huge leap of faith, and that's exactly why this code exists in the first place. And this quote from the CFA Institute just nails it. Trust isn't some nice little bonus feature in finance, it is the absolute bedrock. The markets, as they say, simply can't function without this ethical foundation. It's like the invisible architecture holding the whole thing up. So, how do you actually build this foundation of trust? Well, it all comes down to two key parts that have to work hand in hand. Okay, so here's how it breaks down, and this is super important. First up, you've got the Code of Ethics. Think of this as the big picture promise, right? It's that high-level pledge, kind of like a doctor's Hippocratic oath. But then you have the standards of conduct, and these are the specific nitty-gritty enforceable rules. These are the day-to-day actions that actually bring that big promise to life. One is the what, and the other is the how. So let's zoom in on the code itself. It's really built on 6 foundational pledges. These are the core promises that every single CFA charter holder and candidate has to make. And here they are, the big 6. You got to act with integrity and respect. You have to place your client's interests above your own, and let's be honest, that one is huge. You need to use your own independent judgment, not just follow the herd. And you also have to encourage others to be ethical too. Plus, you're expected to promote the integrity of the markets as a whole. And last but not least, never stop learning and improving. These aren't just suggestions, they are absolute core commitments. Okay, so those are the promises. Fantastic. But how do you actually enforce them? Well, that's where the standards of professional conduct come in. Think of these as the blueprints, the specific rules of the road that every member has to follow, period. You can really think of these 7 standards as the main chapters in the rulebook. They cover pretty much everything, from just basic professionalism, like knowing the law, all the way to protecting the integrity of capital markets by fighting things like manipulation. They spell out exactly what you owe to your clients and your employers. They even detail how you have to conduct your investment analysis and give you super strict rules for handling conflicts of interest. It's an incredibly thorough roadmap for how to behave ethically. Now, this all sounds pretty good in theory, right? But how does it actually play out in the real world? Let's walk through a quick scenario to see how these standards give you a clear, straight answer when things get messy. So picture this. You're an investment manager, you're out to lunch, and you just happen to overhear the CEO of a company at the next table talking about a top secret merger. It hasn't been announced yet, and it's almost guaranteed to send their stock price through the roof. This is a golden opportunity, right? So what do you do? Well, the rulebook has a very direct, very unambiguous answer. Standard 2A is all about something called material non-public information, which is what most of us just call insider information. And the rule is incredibly simple. You cannot act on it. And you can't get other people to act on it either. That's it. This one rule helps ensure the markets are a level playing field, not some game that's rigged for the insider. So after all that, why does any of this really matter to you? I mean, even if you're not in finance, believe me, these rules have a direct impact on your life. At the end of the day, the CFA code isn't just some internal rulebook for finance nerds. It's a shield. It's a shield designed to protect your investments, to safeguard your retirement savings, and to maintain the fairness of the economic system that, let's face it, we all depend on. And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. A code, no matter how brilliantly it's written, is only ever as strong as the people who actually promise to follow it. When that promise is kept, it builds trust, it builds prosperity. But when it's broken, the price is so much more than just money. It's a loss of faith in the whole system. So what really is the price of a broken promise?